Hi, a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today, an unboxing of something I don't entirely approve of, deep fat fryers, but I've got a series coming up and it's going to be using this thing, so I've been researching the bejeez out of them, and this Tefal, I think it's called the Oceoclean inox and design, that's basically stainless steel. It's the one that comes most highly rated, and I like the features it has. So what I'm going to do is unbox this now. We'll have a quick look at it, and we might even test it, but later on we're going to be using this for a fun series on Steve's Kitchen. So let's get it out of the box. Now I should say this is not a sponsored product. I have never actually, if I can get the knife through there, I've never actually used Tefal before on my channel. So we just went out and bought this from the shops ourselves. Okay, I'll put it down on the floor so I can get it out of the box. Pretty sturdy, whatever they call this, cardboard. And there she comes, out of the box. Not super heavy, which could be a good thing, I'm not sure. I'll get all the bits of plastic off, little stickers. So much wrapping, so much packing. Now, I'm not actually going to read the instructions. What I love about this unit is the way everything comes apart. So most of it is dishwasher friendly. You can pop it all in the dishwasher, give it a clean through, get rid of all that grease. I love this big stainless steel pot. This is the oil well. It's got a filtration system in the bottom here. So it actually filters the oil out into a container in the bottom. I'll show you that in a moment. And whilst it does that, it takes all the bits of burnt food out of the oil, which is perfect. It also isn't too deep. It's deep enough for most things, but it isn't super deep. Some of them, I'll explain. The frying basket itself is not super deep, but it is a great big size of a basket. It's huge. So it means that you can actually fry larger objects in this fryer than you can. Many of them you see in the shops, they're as big as this, but when you open them up, they've got tiny little baskets, half the size of this. So I think this is going to be perfect. It's less about depth, more about volume, and it's a 3.5 litre container for the oil, so it's a pretty healthy amount of oil to have in there. It also comes with this sort of handy welding goggle, so if you've got a bit of welding to do later on, you can use that. Of course, it's a little window so you can see what's going on. That's another thing I love. And there's if you just come in close here, so when you pop the lid on, there's little silicone flanges around here which seal the fat, the splattering fat inside around the handle. Now this unit has a dial here, goes up to 190 degrees Celsius. This would be in Fahrenheit, I'm sure, if you were buying this in the US. It's got a timer, a little switch on the side, on-off switch, and the whole unit sits down in this dishwasher safe housing, for want of another word. Now, all in all, it's similar to any other fryer that you see on the market, apart from this one thing that really sold it for me. When you're frying, this front dial stays in the 12 o'clock position. When you finish frying, you can turn it over to this draining or filtration. So what happens then is the oil that's been used starts to drip down into this blue container at the bottom. When it's completely dripped away, slide that over, and then you can pull this out. So now your oil would be all in this container, which means the smells are in here. You can clean down the fryer, and when you're ready to reuse this again, it will open. I think this little valve opens here and you can fill back up the fryer and start over again. Now, another thing I must say that appealed to me about this unit was it's old school. There are no crazy timers or digital inputs or anything like that. It's got a straightforward temperature dial, nothing else going on, an on-off switch, and that is it. So you do have to watch your food. I mean, you should watch fried food anyway. There shouldn't really be any gadgets in there when you're frying food. So I like its simplicity. Is it any good? I really don't know. I've never had one of these before, so please comment, let me know. I'm sure most of you, like me, are not overly keen on fried food, but we've got a series of fairground food coming up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And everything in moderation. I'll be expressing this time and time again throughout the series, but everything in moderation. Some of this fun food that we're going to be making is okay. just occasionally. Now, to do an unboxing without actually testing it, I think is a bit of a shame. So what I'm going to do is fill this thing up with some oil and we'll just fry something off just to give a quick demonstration. So come back in a second. Once the bubbles get a little less violent, a lot of the water has escaped from our French fries now. What I'm going to do is actually just lift them out and I'm going to let them drip dry. It'll also give the oil time to come back up to full temperature. And by giving this second fry, we're going to get nice crispy French fries. So now my oil is back up to temperature, we're going to drop the fries back in. And we're going to cook those until they're lovely golden brown. Straight away you can see the fries are starting to colour up because the French fries now are nice and hot and the oil is nice and hot. So we're going to get a nice crispy French fry. So just a minute or so, I'm going to turn off my heat, lift those up, and you can hear just how lovely and crisp those French fries are. I'm just going to let those fries drain off a little bit of seasoning by way of salt. And that's pretty much it. We'll be doing a lot more fun things with this. It perfectly works with French fries, so I'll give it the thumbs up for the moment, but we'll wait and see. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments. Share this across with some friends. These are still too hot to actually eat. I'll give a little go. Oh, they're way, way too hot. Be good. I'll see you for some recipe fun on Steve's Kitchen in the next episode. Take care.